Today, we'd like to introduce another topic, which is motivational to you, and we've labeled it chocolate. Somebody will ask, why chocolate? The question I want to ask you, we all go to the shelves to actually pick out something which is suitable and nice to us. And sometimes we go to our shelves to pick out chocolate. Why? Because we love it, we enjoy it. But have you ever asked ourselves this question? The processes it actually goes through. Today, we want to introduce this topic to you. I want to compare it to the life processes we actually go through and see how well we can encourage ourselves to actually move on. Now, the chocolate comes out nice. It comes out glorious. But nobody knows the processes it actually goes through. In the same way, your glory seems so nice. It seems so precious. But nobody actually knows the kind of pain and struggles we are going through. Now, these processes the farmer actually takes these cocoa seeds through before it ends up in the factory is what I'm actually going to take you through. Now, the cocoa seeds actually grow in pots, and these pots also grow on the branches and the trunk of the cocoa tree. Now, the farmer goes out to do what? First of all, to pluck and cut open these pots. Secondly, he ferments these seeds. And the third process the farmer actually takes these seeds through. He actually dries these seeds before it ends up at the factory. Now, the first process I want to introduce you to is what I term plucking and cutting open of these pots. Now, the farmer actually goes into the farm to harvest these pots with machetes. These pots start so green on the trunk and the branches of this cocoa tree, but it ends up yellow, and that is what the farmer goes out to actually harvest. Now note, you are green. It's a process God is actually taking you through. It's a process life is actually taking you through. But remember, you come out yellow, and that is when your glory will actually shine. That is what the farmer does to these pots. Now he gently enters into the farm and actually, with a machete, hacks this ripe pots. And when he finishes hacking these ripe pots and gather them, he comes back, actually cuts these pots open. Now, do you think the pot will actually be cool or satisfied with the hardship the farmer takes it through when it's being cut open? That's what life is. There are circumstances and situations we go through which are painful. There are hardships we go through which are unbearable. But all the same, we come out glorious. Why? Because it's part of a process. Now note, there is no way you can be made if you don't go through a process. And the chocolate we see on the shelf actually goes through that process. It goes through that process. And I believe strongly the process is to make you glorious. The second process the farmer actually takes the seeds through is that he ferments the seeds. He ferments these seeds. Now, do you think fermentation is so simple? It's not. And if you've been to the farm before, to actually observe the fermentation of these cocoa seeds, you actually see that it has a bad odor. these seeds go through fermentation. Naturally, there are processes we'll go through, which is like fermentation to us, which will actually not smell easy, or that will not be bearable. But God actually takes us through all these processes. Why? Because the chocolate you see on your shelf actually also went through that process. And if that chocolate is so glorious and is so appetizing, then God wants you to go through that same process. Why? Because He wants you to come out glorious on that shelf. That shelf of life. That is what He wants you to come out. The third process the farmer also takes this seed through is drying of these seeds. Now somebody will ask, being on the sun, walking day in, day out, being on this scorching sun, do you think it's easy? So just position yourself in that condition that seed actually goes through when it's being dried in the sun, in the scorching sun. These seeds go through all these processes, go through this hot heat. Why? Because they really want to end up as presentable chocolate on ourselves. They go through this heat. The sun actually scorched them. That is life for you, my brother. That is life for you, my sister. In life, you'll be scorched by the sun. In life, you go through pain. In life, you go through hardship. But the end product is what you see ahead. What you dream ahead, that is the end product. And the cocoa seed will tell itself, though I'm going through this third process the farmer is actually taking me through, by being scorched by the sun, by my end product, is that chocolate I'm looking at. Is that chocolate that will end up on the shelf. Is that chocolate that will be sent overseas. Is that chocolate that will be consumed by so many people. It goes through all these three processes. Why? Because He knows His condition will actually make Him better in those products.
When the cocoa seeds enters into the factory, it actually goes through a process called the roasting and the winnowing, grinding cocoa nibs, blending and molding of the chocolate. Do you know what? Sometimes life can take you through hell. Life can break you. It can roast you. It can blend you. But remember, all these things are molding you for something greater ahead. God is actually preparing you for the future. Whatever you are going through, I want you to know that it is just a process, so endure it, because it won't last. Whatever that has a beginning has an end. Chocolate comes out so nicely, not forgetting the process that it went through. God is taking you through a process. Sweetheart, relax, calm down. It will end. Always remember, there is light at the end of the tunnel. Whatever the situations are, it might seem impossible, but actually, God is working something great. God is molding you. God is preparing you. Do you know? I believe there is something greater ahead. So He is taking you through all this process in order for you to handle them well whenever you get there, whenever the time is right. Remember this. It is just a process. This too shall end. This too shall pass.